So good afternoon, everyone. A very warm welcome to all the participants here who've taken time off this afternoon to attend this session that is being hosted by the Heartfulness Circle of Osmania Medical College. So it started off as a very small group of final year medical students, and it started around 3 months ago, and it's been slowly creating gentle ripples which are spreading, farther and farther. So over the past few weeks, we've had a number of guest speakers. We meet twice a week on Tuesdays and maybe Fridays or Saturdays. Tuesdays, it is just our closed group meeting where we meet, we discuss different aspects of heartfulness or anything. It's a very free-flowing, relaxed, casual meeting. And we do some guided techniques and we sit for meditation and we go. On Friday or Saturday, we have an invited speaker with some specific topic that usually the students request or one of us feels it's very relevant to them. And they have been very popular and very well received. We had talks on life with disability and the disability scene in the world and how teamwork is important. We've had talks on how, heartfulness is helping someone to be a very good doctor, on how to, increase one's influence and so on. If possible, I'll show you the list of topics and speakers towards the end of the session. So these have been very interesting. And in continuation with that, we have today a wonderful young lady who's agreed to address all our students here, and not just students, not just from Osmania Medical College, but from other medical colleges also. And I think there are some faculty members also. So I would like to welcome, something is wrong with this. Welcome Mrs. Ekta Bouderlique to our session today. So Ekta is one of the most dynamic young ladies that I have come across, and she's got a large repertoire of activities that she does. She's the founder, she's a co-founder of a firm called Quantum Revolution. She's the founder director of the Quantum Core 2 Points Method. She's part of an NGO called It's Possible, which is an ecology trust. She's a coordinator at Shamengo India, Shamengo Education. She creates Shamengo's India operations and worldwide education tie-ups. She's also the director of the Ekta Bouderlique Consulting and Events. She's president of the Indian Connection at Paris, creating Indian cultural events in France. And she is also the director for university and youth programs for the Heartfulness Institute. A very warm welcome to you, Ekta. We're very happy and grateful that you could take the time off to, talk
I'm
with
so
our...
glad. I'm so glad.
Yeah.
Tell me. Yeah.
So I think before we go further, I would like us to do what we normally do when we have these sessions. Before we start the session, we sit quietly for a minute or two, connecting with our course and connecting with each other. So shall we do that, Ekta, today also?
Yes, please. Let's please begin with that. Yeah.
So, welcome everyone, all the attendees, all the participants, the students from Osmania who are organizing it, our very special guest for this evening. Let us all close our eyes for a minute and connect with our hearts. Sit comfortably and close your eyes very softly, very gently. Make the suggestion that the purpose for which we have all gathered today is achieved for each of us and for all of us together, for now and for always. May the purpose for which we have all gathered this afternoon be achieved for each of us and for all of us, for today and for always. And through others, and through us, others that we come in contact with too. Gently open your eyes. So thank you all. Ekta, the session is all yours now.
Wonderful, wonderful. So I'll just like to say that I may have some disconnection because right now we are on the electricity thing, which might just go off. So if I go off for a couple of minutes, I'll be back, Parididi. You just please take up for a couple of minutes. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's start with thank you for this beautiful suggestion and this moment of centering and calm. It is so essential to what we have to speak about today. I am very happy to be here, which is rather an understatement because I feel I'm addressing students who are so interested. And for that, I feel very glad. I wish we were all together because virtual platforms have their limits. They are just so much and not more. But let's say it has also given us an opportunity to come together at a very short notice, for which I'm glad. So let's begin with today's topic. Today's topic was this idea of focus. You see, for all of us, it is a major concern how much we are able to focus, the quality and the span of our focus. Are we able to be completely aligned with our purpose? Are we able to apply ourselves to a level where we do our best at every moment? It doesn't matter if in that moment you are having, I would say, study time, you are having a time where you're examining people. Soon you're going to be all doctors, so it's a very vital part of your work. Whether you're going to give them any attention, the attention that we give is during a moment like this when we are all listening, or when I'm talking, or when you are all working, studying, eating, so many activities in a day. How attentive are we? How much of us is aligned to that? I really think it is worth an exploration and it is worth cultivating that we kind of gather ourselves completely and are able to give fully of ourselves at every given moment. Our new culture that is based on digital technology has given us so many positive, I would say, applications, has given us so many positive possibilities that we can do so much with technology, and yet we are becoming poorer in our quality and span of attention. This has affected everybody.
Yes. I think there's some problem with your connection. Ekta? I think she's having a problem with her electricity connection there. So she said she would get onto the phone very soon. So because all of you are students, medical students, and there is, the pressure, and one of the most serious pressures that everyone is facing now, especially the youngsters, is of academic stress, and which is also interrelated to the other forms of stress. So I asked her to speak on something that would be very relevant for all of you. And we decided on focus. What is focus, how important it is, and how to learn to focus, and why it is important, not just for our studies, but for other aspects of our life too. So while
Yes.
ma'am is getting back, just I
Yeah.
want to advise you all, please feel free to unmute yourself and speak up and ask ma'am whatever questions you have or doubts. If you want her to repeat something, she will. If you want to share some ideas also, all of you are very welcome to do that. Welcome back, Ekta.
Yeah, thank you. So I was just sharing that our attention is so divided today. And it is
Yes,
not only divided in fragments during any given task, it is divided into so many fragments, even subconsciously.
true.
So the more we align ourselves with something, the longer we align ourselves at any given stretch, the more we become capable of performing in depth and in excellence. Now, this has a lot of proof. But before giving you any proofs or asking you to believe in what I'm saying, I will lead you through a small exercise to show you just how it works, okay? First of all, I would like you to answer this question for yourself. You don't need to answer it to me. But currently, while I'm speaking to you, how many screens are on in and around you? Are you also on Facebook? Are you also on Twitter? Are you also doing something else? Are you also writing? Are you also watching something? Are you also trying to settle down? Are you also managing some email check? What is it that you're doing? Give yourself a check, okay? Are you listening to somebody talking to you at the same time? Are you able to just sit? Keep just this one screen in front of you. Give your full focus and attention to what I'm saying because you chose to come here and spend this time here. Are you going to take away from this session full measure of what is being conveyed and apply it in an undivided way to your own benefit? That is the question. And that, my friends, is the question at every moment of our life. Otherwise, that is a moment of your life that is wasted. It's not just studies, it is also when you eat. Are we present when we eat? Do we know what we are eating? Are we aware how we are eating? Are we doing full justice to the way the food has been prepared and how it is entering our system? Studies that have started very definitely all across the world are showing that mind is matter and matter is mind. Energy and matter are interchangeable. This is not just the premise of quantum physics. Today, quantum biology is also growing by leaps and bounds. In medical terms, we are seeing the effect of the mind or the mindset on the person's physical, neurological, inner chemistry. And this is not a new phenomenon. This has been studied, explored, and put in evidence by scientists and doctors for a long period of time. How else would you explain the medicine of psychiatry? How else would you explain psychology or even the study of psychology? So, my concern today with all of us, and I'm asking you this not just as people who are listening to me, I'm asking you this as doctors of the future who are going to treat people who are coming to you with diseases that began first in their minds, that began because they are so fragmented in their living, that began because people are not able to sleep properly. It began because people are not able to breathe properly. How can you trace the disease back to its roots and treat the person who is in front of you is the question. Medicines, to a certain extent, can only treat matter. How are you going to treat the mind? How are you going to give them the solace? How are you going to make them restful? Many of you may be aware that today social media, though so it's replete with possibilities, it is becoming the biggest enemy of people's minds, their rest. The devastating effect of social media is nothing new. I mean, it's not a mystery. Any of us with the least bit of common sense will know that you spend half your life on Facebook, that's not going to give you any amount of contentment or goodness. It is only going to bring you dissatisfaction. And yet, today's youth below 15 is becoming so addicted to screens that we can be collectively completely scared of the future generation in whose hands we are going to give the planet. Are they going to be able to produce food? Are they going to be able to maintain the environment? Are they going to be able to govern our countries? Because when you and I are going to be older, this new generation is going to take over. Are you going to feel safe in the hands of a person who cannot even have the attention span of a goldfish? Because today's studies show that the new generation are having an attention span that is lesser than a goldfish, which is about 8 seconds. Will you trust such people on the roads when you are driving? When your children are driving? Tell me this. So my question to you and my concern with you is that it is a wake-up call, not only for the world, but for first yourself. I invite you to explore just how much are you able to focus. Focus is like a laser. It is concentrated awareness. It is concentrated attention. It's like a ball of light that is coming together and you are able to put it wherever you decide to put it. Is your mind listening to you? Or are you listening to your mind? If your mind says, okay, now enough, I've had enough of this talk, let me just put it off and go back to playing. Are you going to follow the mind, or are you going to be able to tell your mind, listen, this is not the time to play. I would really like to listen to this and see if I can make use of it for my work or my study or my life. Who decides? Is there somebody inside you who is in the control of your life, or is your life at the mercy of so many different desires that pop up in us? That is my question to you. See, focus is very powerful. And yet, did we learn it in school? Did any of you have a lesson in your school where your teacher told you how to concentrate, how to focus? Did it ever happen? And yet, all your life, you have heard your teachers and your parents tell you, please focus, please concentrate. Have you ever had the courage to ask them, but you never taught me how to? You expect me to perform the most important thing upon which my entire life's success is based, but you never taught me that. So, did we ever raise our voice? Who is at fault then? I'm very happy that you've come for this session. Tell you why. Because at least if you have not searched for focus before, start now. Take this opportunity to make it a science and a study in your life. Because without it, my friends, you are like a car which has no driver. Or sometimes the driver is there for a few minutes. Can you imagine a car on a road which has no direction and no driver? How is it going to go? Are you not surprised that life has so many crashes that happen for us? From the morning time you wake up, so many things go wrong. You fight with people, people are disturbing you. There is the first road bump and boom, your car comes to a stop. It is raining, you want to go outside and you say, oh God, it's raining now, my whole day is spoiled. You don't get enough likes on Facebook, oh my God, my day is ruined. Your friend doesn't call, they're supposed to call. Oh God, I find my friend is extremely upsetting. And I'm upset for the whole day. Your boyfriend or your girlfriend doesn't call up. What happens? Are you able to supply that same attention and awareness in your studies? Or is your mind going to drift constantly? What is she doing? Why did she not call me? Right? So look at this. Our circumstances are driving our life. It is the road that is driving the car. And you call it a life? So get back on that horse and take the reins in your hand. The horse, the proverbial horse, is the senses, is your body, is your entire outer environment, and most importantly, it is your inner environment. Are you able to switch on happiness in spite of the circumstances? Is there a switch inside you which you can flip on and say, I am in the perfect shape? It's COVID, that doesn't matter. I can still make the best studies ever. Okay? I don't have money, that doesn't matter. I have the resources. I'll find a way out to do what I have to do. And I become cheerful and courageous. My parents shouted at me, they don't understand me. Oh, that doesn't matter. I still love and respect them. They don't get to say what I am going to do. My inner self decides what I'm going to do. When has such a thing happened in your life? How many times, honestly, if you ask yourself, how many times are you victim of circumstances? And how many times have you conquered circumstances? Compare that list and tell yourself, I lack focus, and that is why I'm not able to take care of this whole list of things on the other side, which don't appeal to me, right? And this is an ongoing process. We got to get better and better at it. And you can become better at it. And that is why the most successful people, the most powerful people on the planet, I don't mean powerful as in terms of Donald Trump. I mean, you saw that presidential debate and you would know that that man has absolutely no power over nothing, least of all his own self. He may be the president of the United States, but he became ridiculous in the eyes of the world when he could not control himself in a simple debate. Is this what we have left our world to be ruled by? Presidents like this? Are you then not surprised that the result of the world is in such terrible sham? It's shambles. How do we capture and go back? How do we get in shape to take our life into our own hands? To take our mind into our own hands? to take our feelings and emotions back in our hands so that we don't feel crushed every time something terrible happens, that we can still be in peak performance in spite of crisis. That is what makes the best managers, and my friends, that's what makes the best doctors. You are going to face so much human misery. Are you going to be able to keep calm and perform the perfect diagnosis in spite of facing such dire circumstances? Are you going to take the right decisions for your patients that is going to be a difference between life and death in spite of being under total pressure? Are you going to be under too much pressure and still manage an empathetic smile and pat the back of your patient and tell him, look, I'm there for you, doesn't matter, we'll sail through this together, my friend? That is what makes a better doctor than another. You know it. When you were sick, what kind of a doctor did you want? A doctor who shouted at you and pulled and pushed and tried to figure out what is wrong with you? Or a doctor who appeared calm and who told you, doesn't matter, we'll get over this, this is nothing. Do you know, every time a person gets into a doctor's clinic, the first thing that happens is that the doctor is there and you tell that doctor your problems. If the doctor is listening properly and has a smile and a friendly word, a huge weight off your shoulders is lifted. You may be a stage 4 cancer patient, but if the doctor is able to tell you in good and kind words not to worry, that he's there to take care of you and that he'll come back to you with a proper answer, how lighter do you feel? Okay, maybe a mere headache, but if your doctor tells you, listen, don't worry, we'll take care of this, take this pill, I'm sure everything will go right, half your problems are gone there only. So if you're going to be a doctor who's always unfocused, who is always in a state of constant disarray, what kind of a doctor will you be to your patients? I'm not even thinking of high profile work like surgery, okay, or medicine in terms of ortho, where you're supposed to treat cases, accident cases, or urgent cases, or reanimation. I mean, there are such stressful things in the life of a doctor. Are you prepared? Because, my friends, if you are not in shape, you know what's going to happen? It's going to destroy you. Do you know how many doctors are depressive? Do you know how many doctors go through PTSD? It's terrible. So my concern is that, does medical school teach you how to focus? If not, then you can please say a big thank you to Pariji, who has brought you to this moment and said, okay, guys, I have here somebody who's going to at least, if not teach you, ring a bell and say, guys, you are being sent to the battlefield, but nobody's giving you a gun. You're going to get shot and dead. So I'm raising an alarm here, a very serious alarm, that if you're not taught how to focus, if you are not able to take care of your inner quality of life, you are going to be in serious trouble. And a doctor is supposed to heal themselves first. You're the backbone of the society. People take you to be gods. Their very life is in your hands at times. And if you yourself are not in charge of your life, it's going to be a disaster. It's like a pilot in the plane who doesn't know how to pilot his own self. Right? So let's come to the seriousness of it. I hope I have been able to establish. Now let me come to telling you what is and how to do focus. Okay? So a small exercise for you. Pariji, can I do a small exercise with them?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah? Okay, great. Thank you, my friends. So just sit peacefully, close your eyes, and please, 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 please put off those screens. If you want to play video games and if you want to do other things, please go and do it fully. If you're going to be with us, then make the most of it and do only this thing. I'm not saying this just to make you sound like a kindergarten kid who's telling, don't do this and do this. I'm telling you this because you're going to get neither the best out of what I'm saying, neither are you going to get to the next level of your video game. You're going to crash in both. So do one, not the other. And you decide what you want to do, okay? So those of us who are with me, close your eyes, relax. Take a deep breath. Let your shoulders fall. Start feeling comfortable. Think about the screen in front of you. You were looking at me talking. My video is on. Pari Didi's video is on. What did you notice is behind me? What color? Don't open your eyes. This is a fun game, so just keep your eyes closed. What color was the dress that I was wearing? What was the color of the board behind Pari? What was the color of the curtain behind me? All right. Interesting. Now let us take our awareness. So just be with me here. Keep those eyes closed. And let's play a game. So close your eyes and I want you to think now of the last time you went on an outing with your friends to a restaurant. Just imagine that scene once again in your life. Close your eyes. Revisit that moment. Who was with you? What was the kind of restaurant you went to? Do you remember what it smelled like? Do you remember the people around you? Was there music in the background? What did you eat? What did you order? Was it good? What did your friends and you discuss while you were together? How long were you there in the restaurant? Okay. Stay with that memory for a few minutes now. Imagine it in all the details as if you were still there. Very nice. Okay. Now come back to remembering what I'm wearing. What is the color of the curtain behind me while I was speaking to you on the screen? And when you're ready, open your eyes. Okay. How many of you guessed my screen color and my dress color right? Okay, good. It wasn't a question about which color it was. I could be wearing blue or red or black for all that matters. I still am wearing black, by the way. I wanted to share with you that for the time being, when you were in that little restaurant scene with your friends, your focus was there with your friends. You were not present here. Your mind was somewhere else. And that was where you were. Your physical body was sitting here. But you transported yourself to that memory, that past memory, and you could imagine, and I hope you remembered what you ate. And if it was good, maybe your faces were smiling. If it was not good, maybe you made a frown. Okay, good. This is to show you that we can transport our mind at the flick of a finger. That is why we call it the fickle mind. The very chanchal, in Hindi we call it the mind is. It is so swift and sharp. It is the best instrument in the world if you know how to use it. If you have a say over it, if it is your friend. But most of our minds are not our friends. They're like a very, 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 very mischievous monkey that we are trying to teach a task. This simple exercise of focus will show you that The mind is what we are trying to get in focus. It's not your eyes. It is not anything else. Your attention is in your mind. And where focus goes, energy flows. That is why people who are not sick can become sick if they start focusing on being sick. It takes all the body's energies, it takes every ounce of you and puts it into that place. Every resource of yours is driven in that direction. I mean, you're all medical students. I don't need to tell you about placebo, right? That is how it works. They have done so many experiments and they've found that people that they have operated on are, like this famous experiment where they operated 10 people for knee problems. And for 5 people, they operated them, like they took them to the theater, the operation theater, they opened up the knee, they did what they had to do on the joint, on the cartilage, put it all back the way it's supposed to be. I'm not a doctor, I don't know how you guys do that, but something happens there, right? And after 3-4 hours of surgery, they finished the surgery, patched them up again, took them to reanimation, etc. Okay. And they came back to consciousness. Now, second group, which was treated in the same way, taken to the operation theater, they opened them. I mean, they went into anesthesia, they opened their knees, and they did not do anything. They just stitched it back together again. And they took them out of the operation theater after exactly the same time as the others. And you know what? The funny thing is that all of them recovered. So tell me, how did that happen? They believed they recovered. All of them. They all believed they had surgery, which they had, but not all of them were given the same treatment. So the mind is an extremely powerful instrument if you know how to use it. Placebos work because there you are not told. But suppose you had the capacity to focus your mind at will, you could conquer the world. Any studies would be under your thumb. Any relationship would be under your thumb because you'd be able to show extreme patience. You'd be able to show your real nature of goodness, which you all have. You would not be given to anger and emotional outbursts, right? So how do we do that, my friends, is what meditation teaches us. How do we do it every day? It takes practice. It takes 1-2 years of practice minimum. There is no quick fix. There is no quick solution. There is no instant remedy. Okay? You can't be operated upon and taught how to do focus. No. Every day, a little bit at a time. That is why people like Dr. Pari are so involved, are so concerned by teaching you this meditative practice. It is not hocus pocus. It is the mind that is allowed to create and develop a certain discipline. This word discipline is very difficult to kind of swallow, because we have been given an idea that discipline is a negative thing, whereas discipline is the most positive and joy-giving thing in life. No amount of ice cream, no amount of friends, no amount of Facebook can match the pleasure that you have when you have discipline in your life. And believe me, those of you who haven't tried it, you don't know what pleasure is. You don't know what fun is. Because fun, the real fun, comes when you start living your life. Right now, it's the circumstances that are living your life. You're not in control. You're not even there within yourself. There are 25 different people in you, 300 people in you. I don't know how many. One guy is running after a cup of tea, another guy is running after a girlfriend's memories, a third guy is running after the job that he hasn't performed. A fourth guy within you is sick of worry because he's lost some book. I mean, there's so many entities that we have created within us at any given time. You want the proof of it? Close your eyes for a minute. There will be a voice that starts speaking within you. Instantly, constantly it is there. The moment you wake up in the morning, there is a voice that starts in your head. Like talking all the time. I haven't done this. Oh, what am I going to do today? Okay, now, right. Okay, so today is this. Oh, let me not forget I have a conference at 3 o'clock. Okay, what is that Ekta I'm going to be like? Is she going to talk properly? Is she going to bore us to death? Oh God, I wish I can. Okay, maybe I'll just open my computer and work at the same time. Maybe she has something interesting to say. All this keeps going on. It's a constant chatter in your head. You don't live in your head. It is that voice that lives in your head, and it doesn't let you rest. Even when you sleep, you're having constant dreams. Where is the rest? Where is the you? You know that most scientific discoveries happened in total state of relaxation. Remember Archimedes, you remember Marie Curie, you remember all these great guys, Isaac Newton. It wasn't because he's sitting under a tree that he had this idea of gravity. You know what gave that idea of gravity? It was the fact that Newton was in a relaxed state, that Newton was feeling so peaceful, that creative part of his brain kicked into action, and he found an instant solution to something that had been bothering him. We call it gravity. Gravity has always been there, but Newton discovered the reason behind it, or the idea of it, right? So any good thinking, any creative moment, any right thinking, any original thinking, any real thinking can only happen when you quieten your mind and you tell the mind what to do. So let's get down to meditation now with this idea. Let's learn how to focus every day. You know, for any skill to be learned, you have to do it every day. Okay? You can't learn it in one day, whether it is cooking, whether it is sports, whether it is dancing, whether it is even learning. We have not been taught how to learn, but we are told to learn. And that, my friends, is a big disadvantage to you. I feel really sorry for you and I feel sorry for all of us who went to school and were never taught that. So I invite you to make up for it. I invite you to take care of yourself and tell everybody in the world that, listen, first I need to learn how to meditate. And when people tell you, but you're not studying, you can tell them, if I meditate, my study is going to be in my, it's literally possible for me with half the time that I spend on it. So take your meditation very seriously. Start practicing the skill little by little. Cleaning and heartfulness cleaning, what has been taught to you, is another such powerful skill. It removes so much debris within you so that you can be able to focus. Right? Now, let us start with this idea of focus. I'll take you into a short meditation. Pariji, can we do about 5-10 minutes of meditation, please? Okay. Okay, great. We have enough time. But then we'll take some question answers, yeah? Okay. So let us begin with this idea. Close our eyes again. Believe me, for doing meditation, it is very important for you to be able to switch everything off. Don't switch off your phones right now or your screens, because I'm talking to you on that. But the rest of it, you need to really switch off. Means you need to switch off that voice in your mind, which otherwise never switches off. So, and you know that, right? There's a book that I recommend all of you to read. It's called by Dr. Joe Dispenza. It's called The Supernatural You. And I'll share the exact link with Dr. Pari. If you're interested in what happens to your body, your brain, your chemistry, your inner chemistry, your biology when you meditate, it is the most powerful book ever. Okay, it's called Becoming Supernatural by Dr. Joe Dispenza. Yes, that's it. Becoming Supernatural. It's available on Kindle. You can read it. It's a fantastic read for even medical students will find it a joy to read. By the way, Dr. Dispenza is pretty known in the world for his work on consciousness and medicine. Okay. So let us start. And he talks about some amazing medicine in there. So exactly. So let's start. Close your eyes for a few minutes. When you close your eyes, do not give permission to anything else to enter you except yourself. Leave everything outside. Close the door to your room, your inner room, to all and everybody. This is your space. Only you are going to be there. It is your moment. It is your deserved moment of deep rest, quiet, balance, centering. So let us center ourselves, which is how you focus. Bring your attention, awareness first to your body. Your body is the shell. You are an occupant of your body. You are the person in your body. The body is it's not just you. There's so much more to you than the body. The body is like your home. So let us speak to the occupant of that home. Close your eyes, relax. Bring your awareness gently, very gently to your heart. That is the center of your being, the very center of yourself. Are you already able to bring your awareness there? Do it gently. If you want, you can even touch your own heart where it is beating. That is the place where we are going to bring our attention, our dhyan, our focus, fully attentive towards it. Let your awareness and attention be there for some time. Anything else disturbs you, kindly take it out of your room. Imagine it is out of your room. Any thought, any problem, anything that is shouting at you, tell them to please leave the room. Now is the time only for yourself. Bring your awareness to the heart and let it be there. Imagine the space is full of light, luminosity, a gentle, peaceful light where you are completely safe, joyful, at rest. See how your breathing is becoming gentler. The skin on your face is becoming softer. Everything is becoming easy, comfortable. Keep this awareness of the heart for as long as you can, till I tell you to open your eyes. Stay like this. Your attention towards your heart is like a cat watching a mouse coming out of a hole. With what attention does a cat look at that hole to capture that moment when eventually it's going to catch its prey? With the same attention, let us watch our heart and this beautiful light there. So let's begin with that. Please start your meditation. Gently open your eyes now. Come back to the present moment. Allow yourselves to unwind. There is no rush to immediately start doing things. Take this time for yourself. This is so powerful. How are you feeling? Can you put your comments so that I can read some of them? How are you feeling? Can you put it in the chat box? What is your experience of being able to meditate even for a few minutes like this? Okay, very calm. Fresh, wonderful. Okay, soothing. Yes, that's a nice word. Mhm. Okay, very nice. You could speak also, Pariji is saying, feeling fresh and calm. Wonderful. So, this was a small experience. You people meditate pretty often, I believe, as a Heartfulness Circle. Please keep that circle of your own self alive, is my real concern with all of you. I hope I have been able to express a little bit of what I was feeling with all of you. And I really wish you all the best. If there are any questions, I'll take them now. If anything you would like to share with me. Okay. Any questions there? I can't really see the questions. If you can ask them.
Okay, Kovila says she felt distracted
Hmm.
a short while.
Interesting. Very nice. You know, the moment you start at least recognizing that you're distracted, you can do something about it. So even that is very congratulatory. So there is a
Ma'am,
question by Kavita. Yes.
ma'am, can I ask you, ma'am?
Yes, please. Please.
Ma'am, I'm practicing this heartfulness meditation since a few weeks, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
unable to take my focus onto the heart. I'm able to focus only on my forehead, not exactly onto the heart. Why is it, ma'am?
Have you been doing any other practice before?
Yeah, yes.
What?
And that is different, ma'am. Like it is a Guru mantra.
Ah. So you see, sometimes when you've been practicing things, uh, it stays with you, okay? The habit of practicing what you were doing before, okay? So don't worry. When you are meditating, you must try and gently bring your attention to the heart. Every time you think that, oh, now I'm going towards the forehead, bring it down to the heart, because the heart is the best, I would say, it is the most ideal place to meditate. Your center is the heart, it is the seat of your soul, it is where your life is. And when you focus on the heart and bring your balance to the heart, everything else falls in place. Okay? So just try to do this. If you're not able to, I suggest you call one of us trainers and take individual sessions with us. In a few sessions, you'll be able to get rid of this problem. Right? Do you have our numbers? You can talk to Pariji. She
Yeah,
will give it to you.
I'm taking individual sessions since 2 weeks, ma'am. Yeah.
Very good. Results will come. Just hang in there.
Okay.
Another way to do it is like I showed you, just keep your hand on your heart. Sometimes
Okay.
the physical hand, for a few minutes also, if you keep it and then you let it fall, it will remind you that you're meditating on the heart, okay, where your heart is beating.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
right? Try that method, see if it helps you. And you must keep trying, my friend. Don't give up, okay?
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
You
and do
spoke
your
so
cleaning
well.
properly.
Yeah, yeah,
Really,
yeah. Yeah, you spoke so well. I really felt very delighted. Thank you so much.
I'm glad. I hope it will help you, my friend.
Thank you,
Okay.
Pari ma'am. Thank you, Pari ma'am.
Oh, yes, yes, thank you.
Okay, any other questions, Pariji?
Yes, someone is asking more how to concentrate more and more when there are hundreds of thoughts when we meditate. So, how much time do we need to sit and meditate?
Okay, number one, I think there are two things to your question. One is how to concentrate. Number two, how to meditate longer and longer. Okay, when you are getting so many irritating thoughts. So there are two answers to your queries. I'm going to give you the solution. I'm not going to tell you why it's happening, because that's what you would learn when you read a book like The Heartfulness Way, etc. What you are interested in is how to do it. Okay? How to do it is first sit for meditation for a short period of time and slowly make it longer. Okay? So put your alarm for 10 minutes. Sit for 10 minutes. Manage those 10 minutes. Even if you feel like standing up and you're getting so irritated and so bothered by thoughts, don't stand up. Don't give up. Okay? Hang in there. And when things start irritating you, take a deep breath. Like I said, bring your attention back to your heart and stick with it. The more you do this, the more you will be able to do this. Okay? It's like riding a bicycle. Every time you start riding a bicycle, you'll fall, no? First few times, won't you fall? Then only you will learn how to pedal properly, right? So meditation is also like that. First few times you will find voices, thoughts, everything bothering you because there's so much noise that you've created inside you. For everything to fall still, it takes a little time. Okay, if you take a bottle and you put sand and dust and mud and water and it's shaken up, it's going to be so muddy and unclear. Let it be for some time, everything will settle down slowly, right? So give it that time. People, it is very precious. Put an alarm on your clock if you cannot do it. And if you cannot close your eyes for a longer period of time, you put those things on your eyes to sleep. Okay, cover your eyes. Put a band on your eyes and stay like that for some time. See what happens. Don't give up. Don't give up too easily. As far as thoughts and disturbances are concerned, there is a practice that we have taught which is called heartfulness cleaning. Have you tried that? The person who's asking me the question. Who is this?
Kavita.
Uh-huh.
Kavita, Ekta ma'am is asking, have you tried cleaning? Are you doing cleaning daily?
Yeah, good evening, Ekta ma'am and Dr. Pari ma'am.
Yes. Good
Hi.
evening.
Yeah, I'm Dr. Kavita from KMC. Yeah, I just last week only I heard about heartfulness
Okay.
meditation, and
Okay.
previously I was I was disciple of art of living and all those things. But
Yes.
what happened nowadays, because of so many factors, I have left the meditation. Now I am trying to do, but it makes me like it's difficult nowadays. When I was student, I was a little bit more concentrated. Now I am a practicing gynecologist, so I am having a little bit more. But I need
And
more concentration and all those things.
so Kavita, Dr. Kavita, thank you so much. I think you've taken the step in the right direction by starting meditation with this heartfulness meditation. There is a very powerful technique called heartfulness cleaning. If you do this every evening after your day's work, there'll be a marked difference in your meditation in the morning. I really suggest you learn how to do it. We'll share a few videos with you. Maybe Pariji can share those with you. Please request her. One of you can give us your give you our phone number. Please ask for that and be trained by a trainer individually, and you will see a quick difference in your situation. I can promise you that.
Yeah, ma'am, one meditator who introduced me was giving one-to-one this one, but because of some time this thing I couldn't. Definitely, I'll ask her. I am not
Yes,
recollecting. Definitely.
do that and do your meditation and cleaning. Even if you do it for a short time, it is efficient. But do
Yeah,
both. Huh? All the best. All the best. Okay. Any other question?
madam, there are
Pratibha, yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead, Dr. Kavita.
some questions I posed in the chat box. How to make the kids concentrate, because they are the future generation of our society. As the madam introduced in the introduction part, they are the building blocks of the society. So how to I'm not concentrating about only my kids, because to some extent I can do, I know, but so many people are there in and around us. They are like, they are not showing the social responsibility, not the personal responsibility, and each and every aspect, that if that is the thing, in near future I think the world may something maybe like that. There are maybe another two pandemics which are going to collapse our world. It is my personal this thing, madam. So because building blocks, so how to make them the people, because we have learned from so many things like from parents or like that from the society. But here nowadays, we are the are we in a position, not in a position to teach them, or are there some stimulations or for them? Because as the kids are like that, so I'm unable to like judge, are we doing mistake or,
Fantastic.
yeah.
So I don't think it's a mistake. I think it's a phenomenon because we have started the whole process of living in a consumer way. We are so diverted ourselves, we are so distracted. So if the parents are not capable of doing it, how are they expecting their children to do it? So our colonial system of education, the way our life has become so hectic, everybody's running after money and after material comforts to such a level that it is going crazy. How do you expect our children to learn anything else but what the parents are doing and the teachers are doing and the society is doing? So, to reverse that trend, all of us will have to put a shoulder to the wheel. We will all have to start showing, number one, being examples. The fact that you yourself are starting to meditate with such sincerity is going to be a huge example for your students. I think if you are a teacher, it's going to help them. If you're a doctor, your patients are going to see you and get really inspired. So the best we can do is to inspire others by doing it ourselves. That is my first request to all of us who want to help others. The second thing is, I would really suggest, as far as possible, do try and make sure that we are less and less involved with the digital world, the social media world, that we learn to bring back nature and heart and hands and a certain attitude of relaxation and peace in our lives by whatever means we can. Some of us can resort to gardening, some of us can resort to coming back home and cooking ourselves, turning off TVs, putting that phone away after say 8 o'clock in the night, making sure everybody's off their screens when we eat. So there are so many little things we can do to restore that balance of life, to start a real dialogue between friends, to be able to connect with each another, and then to connect with our own heart. No? So our homes, our schools, our colleges can become very different if some basic ideas can start being applied. Especially for a medical college like you, I think it is vital so that you are able to bring this culture back to our society. And remember that, think practices like heartfulness can teach you detox, okay, how to be able to get rid of your anger, how to be able to get rid of your different possibilities in life, that are bothering you. So many things. But it starts from scratch. It starts from little practices, okay? If you can, at least at home, make sure that when two people are talking, their phones are not with them. Today, if you see, people are talking to each other and they're still texting. I mean, how is that possible? I'm talking to somebody and that person is texting on their phone. You go to a music concert, the person is playing music and half the people are on their phones. What is this culture? What is this craziness that we have created? So if parents can put simple rules in their home, first they themselves don't use their phones while they are eating. The TV is not switched on all the time in the day, right? When they are having a dialogue, when people are talking, the phones are not switched on. How many times do we get a life and death call in our lives? How many urgent calls do we ever receive while we are at home? Maybe as a doctor, you might be getting urgent calls when you're at work. But at homes, can't we switch off our phones for some time? When we are talking to our children who come back from school and say, Mama, I had this homework, you know what my teacher did? Can we please put off that phone and not pick up when our friends or anybody else calls? Because that is where it starts. That is where a real culture will start.
Your sound has gone,
Any
Ekta.
phone calls. Okay? Now it's better?
Yes, it's better.
I think we are there. Oh, good. So anyway, I think I've answered that question pretty much in extensive, and I think you got it. So by asking that very question, you set off something, and I'm so happy about it. Good.
Ekta, Arvind is
So I think we
asking.
are good with the questions. Oh, one more
No,
question. Okay.
there's one more question. Arvind wants to know, ma'am, when we are not interested in some topic, but we need to focus on it, in that situation, how can we concentrate on it? As any unpleasant task, unpleasant
Oh,
chapter.
okay. So that is the same thing as being able to focus properly on a pleasant chapter. What is it that makes you focus on a pleasant thing? Think about it. It is because you're able to divert your focus naturally towards what makes you happy. Eating an ice cream is not a problem. Why? Because it gives you a sensation of pleasure. Okay, with what ease will you eat your ice cream? That is because your mind and your focus are aligned. Now, when you are going to eat something disagreeable, your mind and your focus are not aligned. You are not able to focus because you know it's good for you. You know you are supposed to do it, but you can't bring yourself to do it. You know? See this, have you heard of the Mahabharata, right? And right now the serial was also played on television. All of us are familiar with the famous character of Duryodhan. Right? You know what was the problem of Duryodhan? Why Duryodhan was Duryodhan? You know, the word itself means somebody who's not got a good character and not a good person. I mean, I wonder why their parents named him that way. But why? I mean, it's weird, right? Poor guy. He was born at the disadvantage. So, and you have Arjun and you have Yudhishthir on the other side. And these guys are able to do all good things and they are the great heroes. And this poor fellow's the villain. Okay? Why? Lord Krishna was there at the same time. And if Lord Krishna was giving the Gita discourse, don't you think the others around them were hearing also? Don't you think Krishna's life was not possible for others to know? They, by the way, you know that Duryodhan and the other boys, they had the same teachers. They had Drona who was teaching them, or the same teacher. So you think Duryodhan didn't know how to live? But you know what Duryodhan said at a very crucial sentence in the Mahabharata? He says, I know what I'm supposed to do, but I'm not able to do it. So Duryodhan had not developed the skill, quote unquote, the skill to be able to master his inner self. He allowed himself to get carried away by pleasure and he allowed himself to avoid pain. So what happened? He started making compromises. He started going towards pleasure and he stopped going towards something that sounded painful but was good for him. So say you decide, I'm going to wake up at 4 in the morning and I'm going to meditate tomorrow. Yes, I've taken that decision. It's 4 in the morning, the alarm rings, and guess what? The Duryodhan inside you says, oh, come on, I don't feel like waking up. I'll do it tomorrow. And guess what? You switch off that alarm, you put it on snooze and it goes tee after 10 minutes. Again, you put it off, again, you put it off. You can't wake up. But if you're having that inner control, because every day you start meditating 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, you will start becoming, one fine day you'll wake up and you'll say, man, it was so easy to wake up. Because the moment your phone rings, you'll say, hey, your alarm rings, you'll say, okay, time to wake up. You're tired, doesn't matter, I have to wake up. Because you are able to drive your focus towards what you have to do, whether you're in pain, whether it is pleasurable. That is the difference between a Yudhishthir and a Duryodhan. So you get to choose, but for that you have to develop a skill. And that skill comes through meditation. It does not come through, indulging. It doesn't come through trying to cram facts in your head. Nothing you do will help you. And unfortunately, nobody teaches you that. That is why this heartfulness session is so precious. So please, please, please stay with it. Please, please, please don't give up this practice, no matter what else you give up. And if you can add any other yogic practices like pranayama or asanas, please do so. Please do so. You will be doing yourself the best favor in the world. So please become your own best friend. We don't forget about being the best friend of others. At least become your own friend. Do good to yourself. This is my request to you. So if you're into addictions, and believe me, my friends, television and dopamine addiction to social media is worse than smoking, is worse than drugs. Today, everybody is like, ooh, Bollywood, people are taking drugs, it's horrible. But aren't you drugged when you are into dopamine? Every minute you cannot put off Facebook. You can't stop checking your email every 5 minutes. What is that? That's dopamine addiction. As a doctor, you should know what is the neurochemistry. And when there's a shoot of dopamine in your bloodstream and people get off dopamine, you should see the irritability they have. It's worse withdrawal symptoms than cigarettes or drugs. Even heroin is less addictive than television or internet or social media. So if you're interested in how harmful it is, I ask you to read, I request you to watch Social Dilemma. It's a movie that came out recently. It's on Netflix. The Social Dilemma. It shows you the horror of digital technology and what they are doing to our brains, our bodies, our minds. And you'll be easily diverted towards meditation because you'll see it as a life raft. It is literally saving your life. Nothing less than that, my friends. Nothing less than that. So yoga is the way to actual life. Whereas everything else leads you to a dissipation and a destruction. I'm not saying this as a fervor, as an ardent practitioner of yoga. I'm saying it as a mother of 2 children. I'm saying it as a person who's lived a student life. I'm saying it as a person who is even today trying to get back to her studies. I'm starting to do another course. I'm telling you this as a person who's lived in 2 different continents, in France and in India. For 20 years I've spent there. And if I can help you by saying just these 2 words, that learn to focus by just doing this 10 minutes a day. And every time in the day you feel like the moment you think of you're able to relax, make it a conscious habit. You're eating, just noticeably tell your body and mind to relax. Right? You will see how many times during a day you are stressed out. Like right now I'm talking with you, am I stressed out? Or am I balanced and focused and easy? Am I, at this moment in time, is my breathing relaxed? If it is not, I still have practice to do. Yeah? So this is, my friends, the skill of life is this, to be able to relax deeply at every moment and still do the activities that we are supposed to do. And be in inactivity if it is required. So my challenge to you, in Facebook you see all these stupid challenges, couples challenge, and God knows what goes around. It's so stupid. My challenge is, it is there, right? So my challenge to you is, are you able to switch off that phone for a few minutes every day, then for a few hours? Are you able to do a Facebook fasting? Are you a slave of Facebook or are you not? Watch The Social Dilemma. You'll see how these algorithms literally drive your neurochemistry. The link between artificial intelligence, algorithms, computer programmers, companies, and your inner neurochemistry is so well shown. You will be shocked when you see the movie, and believe me, you will not look at Facebook the same way, because we are being fooled by the industry. And doctors are not supposed to be fooled. You're supposed to be the most intelligent of the lot. That is why I feel you should watch it. Anyway, I think I've answered the question enough. Said enough. So,
There's
Ma'am,
one more question. Yeah, go ahead.
ma'am, don't mind, ma'am. Another question from me.
okay.
Ekta, ma'am. Ekta, ma'am. Since many years, one question is bothering me too much. As I know, yoga means the union between Atman and Paramatman. The same yoga is karma su kaushalam. How can we connect spirituality with materialism, madam? It is only controlling mind and doing things well, and that is how we evolve spiritually. Or how are they related? I'm unable to understand in so many years.
See, understanding is one thing, doing is the other thing. That's why I keep telling that if you do it, you don't need to understand it. It will automatically come to you. So if you can manage to do your practice of meditation every morning, slowly you yourself will be able to feel what it is the connection between the two. Because no matter how much I can explain to you, it is not going to help you. You will understand. Say, even for 10 minutes, you understand it perfectly. But how is that changing anything for you? It won't change anything. But if you do it, then not only will it change, but the understanding also will come automatically. And then you'll say, oh God, now I understand, you know. And that is, I think, the best way to do it. Because I can take quantum physics and explain it to you. I can tell you the theory of karma. I can tell you the theory of spiritual science, all that stuff. I can tell you that yoga is chitta vritti nirodha, means to be able to calm your vrittis, to be able to calm your inner mind. But if you've never felt that calm and you can't do it on your own, how will it make sense to you? Yeah. So it is a path of practice. It is not a path of understanding. That is why Parij started with the relaxation. That is why I made you do a few exercises, because it's that shows you. All this talking is just supplementary. It won't stay with you. 10 minutes later, if you go back to your kitchen and start making tea, or if you start watching some other course online, you'll forget what I said. But if there's one thing you should carry, is what you felt. That cannot change.
Okay.
So there you go.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
There's
try
one
it.
more. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you,
Yeah.
ma'am. Thank you.
Ekta, there's another question. Someone was asking, is multitasking good? What do you advise?
Multitasking, my friends, is your worst enemy. Okay, I'll tell you my experience. I don't know about you, but I'll tell you my experience. Okay, I am a woman, and all women are pretty good at multitasking. Okay, we can cook and listen to our children at the same time, and we can also, know what to do. I mean, it's an inbuilt facility in women, because we have our right brains pretty much more active in general. This is in general. Okay. Now tell me one thing. I I have been multitasking practically half my life. And I used to be so proud of my multitasking. I used to say, oh, I can do two things at the same time. I can listen to the radio and I can cook and at the same time talk to my mom on the phone. Okay. Recently, as long as my meditation became deeper and deeper, I felt less and less like multitasking. Right now, my hands are here. My full focus of attention is with you people. My heart is aligned. I'm feeling your vibrations. I'm feeling what it is like to be with all of you. I can see your faces in my mind. I can understand something is speaking to me or being on this call. I'm not in a hurry to go away. I have another call waiting, but that's okay. It can wait. And it is so fulfilling. It is so relaxing. I'm so relaxed. I'm so happy in this moment because I'm fully giving myself to this one task. And off late, I have started doing that in every moment of my day, which means I'm doing less, but I'm doing it much better. So we have this sickness in the modern world to do a lot. ये भी करो, ये भी करो, ये भी करो, ये भी करो, लेकिन कुछ अच्छा मत करो. Because multitasking is a diffusion of your capacities. So I'm not saying it's bad. Sometimes it is required, but it will not help you in the long term to keep yourself and it will not help your consciousness to evolve. You will become a lesser and lesser and lesser person. Your intelligence won't evolve. The depth of your work will not evolve. You will not be able to understand things more. You will become more and more superficial in your life. So my suggestion is, every day, whenever you catch yourself doing two things at the same time, try and remove one thing. You're listening to music, listen just to music. See how the quality of your appreciation, you love those 5 minutes of listening to that one song you wanted to listen to. But if you leave music on and you're studying, yeah, and you're trying to look at your Facebook, you're not going to be able to do either well. If you're taking a walk, take just a walk. Leave your phone and your music behind. See what happens. So multitasking is a disease, as far as I feel, because it drives our focus into so many channels and we don't develop the skill to be integrated. Is my suggestion. Now do what you feel like and give both a trial and see what suits you best. Okay?
So Sugriv is asking, what is the meaning of heartfulness yoga?
There is no meaning to it. It is a simple word which says you are focused on your heart when you meditate. And yoga or yoga is a way to live. Yoga is a being. Yoga is, unfortunately, it is seen as an exercise. It's not an exercise. It is not, Pilates or CrossFit or aerobic. No, it's not a gym. Yoga is a state. Okay? It's a way of being. Yoga is to be completely in tune with yourself, to be aligned with yourself, to be in focus with yourself. Actually, if you look at it this way, my whole talk today was about yoga, because focus is yoga. So, yoga and heartfulness, same words. If you're able to be completely aligned and balanced, I'll show you a small exercise. Do you all want to stand up and do it?
Yes.
Let's do this. Okay, so stand up. Some of you, if you don't want to do it, you're not going to be. I'm not going to force you to do it. Okay, but I'll show you this very simple thing. Okay, let us stand up. And if you ever done tree pose, I don't know if you've ever done the tree pose. You reminded me because you do yoga. Okay, so let's do tree pose. You know how tree pose is. Okay, now please don't fall, because I'm not there to catch you. But if you are standing, just remove. So okay, put all your, first stand straight. I don't know if you can see me. I think you can see me. Okay, stand straight. Very nice. Okay, look in front of you. So keep your gaze straight and leveled. This is one of the most interesting poses in yoga in terms of catching your balance. Okay, learning how to balance. It's called the tree pose, Vikasana. Okay, now shift your weight to the right foot. Okay, so your left is still on the ground, but you're slowly shifting to the left side. All four corners of your foot are well touching the earth. They are grounded. It's like they're solidly fit into the earth. Very nice. Now slowly start lifting your foot, the other one. So if you're standing completely with your weight on the left foot, start raising slowly your right foot. Okay, so like this, slowly raise your right foot and put it next to your thigh. Okay, inner thigh. Okay, if you can't do that, just raise your foot a little. It's okay, that's enough. If you can't do the whole thing like I'm doing, wait, I'll show you. If you can't do the whole thing, that's okay. That's okay. Then fold your hands at the heart. Even if your leg is a little lifted off the ground, that's enough. Okay, so very good. Now you're standing, you're not holding anything. Your focus, your gaze is in front of you. Eyes are open. Start getting that balance. If you fall, don't worry. Catch yourself, start again. Okay? Now some of you are just raising the foot. It's enough. Don't put it next to your thigh if you can't do it. Do whatever is comfortable. Now is the time of test. Okay, you're balanced, you're comfortable. Close your eyes and see what happens. For most of you, you will lose your balance, isn't it? Let's try on the other side. Now your other foot is going to raise slowly. Just gently lift it off the floor. Hands in front of your heart. If you can, put it into your left inner thigh and just stand with that pose peacefully. Gaze is in front of you. So some of you are going to be balanced. Close your eyes and see if you can maintain your balance. For most of us, you're going to lose your balance. Okay, so this is a very interesting exercise. For most of you who can do it, I'll be very impressed if you can close your eyes and keep your balance. And then try it for longer periods of time. This shows you that you may feel that you're balanced with your eyes open, but inside, the right and the left brain balance is very difficult to achieve, my friends. The energies on both sides of your body, your inner systems, your focus is not that well trained. It's a test. Whenever you feel you're training well, test yourself and see what happens. Okay? So try this Vikasana with your eyes closed, and that's a test of your balance. I don't know how much this has helped you, whatever I've been teaching you, showing you. It's nothing much, but experience. See what happens. Experiment, like Pariji is saying, with yourself. Write your own journal. Learn to focus every day, 10 minutes a day. Don't miss out on your meditation because you lost that much skill by missing those 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes of meditation. Okay. If any of you are still finding it difficult, you are please free to call me. Pariji can share my phone number with you. I am available on WhatsApp. I'll be ready to answer all the questions you still have. Okay. So Pariji, back to you. Hello, you there? Okay, I don't know if she's there.
Yeah. So,
There you are. Okay.
Yes, I am here, and actually I was talking with you, but
I can hear you.
Yeah, I know. I was muted.
Okay.
So, yeah. Thank you so much for showing that exercise and for giving the experience of what you're talking. And just to carry on or to provide a completion of what you've been saying, I've got a slide that I would like to show them. And yeah, shall we just see that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because so many of you were asking what to do and how. The answer is, as Ekta was saying, it isn't a one-time thing. What you are getting is just, we're just talking about it now, and you have to really practice. It takes some time, because when we practice also, we have to come with sincerity and do it for some time. And, having a trainer to help you makes a lot of difference. So there are many ways that you can start the practice. One very simple way is, you're all using the digital technology. So you have many apps. Here's a simple app that will help you in this regard. So this is called the Hearts app. So what you're seeing here, that is the Hearts app. It's free, it's easily downloadable. Please, each of you, all of you, download this. And when you open it, you get a menu like this. So when you get a menu like this, ask for meditate with the trainer. Ask for help from a trainer. As Ekta was saying, it always helps. I'm very grateful to all the trainers who held my hand, who did a lot of hand holding and mentoring for me in the early years. Medical students find, and doctors, they are the ones who need it the most. They are the ones who do not start it, who do not try it out. And they are the ones, who benefit a lot and who need a lot of hand holding. And, all the earlier speakers that we had on these sessions, plus Ekta now, and I am there, and I have put up some numbers on the screen. You can take a screenshot now, or, one of us, the students from Osmania Medical College, they'll give you the numbers of Ekta, myself, and these are the other trainers who are all doctors, the numbers that you're seeing there. So you can contact any of them at your will. Feel free to talk with them and, take it from there. In addition, we have sessions every Tuesday and Friday. So you're very welcome to join us and just keep in touch with us. Toll-free numbers, which you're seeing at the top, use those toll-free numbers. You can ask for any language that you want, and they will also help you with the trainer near your place and, any other doubts that you might have. So.
Okay, thank you so much, Pariji. Nice. I'll be leaving now.
Oh, you have.
I have that other call. Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Happy.
Thank you so much for.
Lovely to be with all these medical students. Yeah. And I'll be back whenever you want me to. It was a pleasure.
Yes, sure. Can you just give out your number?
Yeah, my phone number is 8238969058. 8238969058. Okay?
Yeah. So thank you so much.
Very glad. What enthusiasm.
We'll
Thank you
keep
so
up
much.
The connection. Yes.
Bye. See you, everyone.
Bye. And thank you. I think we will also leave, but a little. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Ekta. Thank you so much. Yeah. Yeah. Does anyone have anything to ask or share some more? So shall we close very quietly? We will just let us connect with our hearts the way we did at the beginning of the session. We will connect with our hearts. Close your eyes. Very softly, very gently, bring your attention to your heart. You can keep your hand on your heart. We repeat the suggestion that we made at the beginning with gratitude. May the object of this session stay with me for now and for always. May the lessons, the experience, the conversation, the heartful conversation that we had stay with me now and for always, for all the others who attended, and through all of us, all the people that we will be coming in contact with. Thank you all very much for attending. We shall be very grateful for any feedback that you can give. Just let it be honest and blunt. Whatever you feel like, please give the feedback. It will help us do better. Thank you all so much, all the participants, the students, the faculty from different colleges, and very especially the Heartfulness Circle from Osmania Medical College. Thank you all so much.